of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference. The Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference. The Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.
Breakfast here in Star TV. We're coming your way live from the OIC Center. I am Mariam, and with me today is my core, of course, Aunt Model Baji. Today we'll be, reviewing the newspapers. Of course, we will be also talking about the ongoing OIC summit. Today is the final day of the ministerial meeting, and also guests will be arriving today. So we'll be talking all about that, and also yesterday's press conference, and the Gambia also assuming the chairmanship role. We'll be talking about about all these things, so stay tuned. But before that, I would just, say Assalamu alaikum, bhai, good morning, and welcome back again.
Thank you, Mariam. Walaikum assalam. Saying a big thank you once again. And just reminding our followers and our viewers that let them keep tuning and following. More updating and interesting revelation and stories will be on the way.
All right. Thank you so much, bhai.
Thank you.
And Modu, good morning.
Morning. Assalamu alaikum to my co-panelists, those watching at home, online, here in the country and around the world. We say a big Juma Mubarak to everyone. And of course, we are still on the largest gathering of the Ummah, the Islamic Ummah, and of the OIC. As Mariam alluded earlier on, we will embark on a newspaper review and of course give you update as flights land at the Banjul International Airport, because we understand we're expecting almost 25 or more arrivals, all of which are geared towards the attendance of the OIC summit here in the Gambia. Yeah, so it is important.
All right, thank you so much, Modu. I know we will not wasting more time. We will just go straight to the newspaper review, and Modu will be taking us through that. So stay tuned. Modu, can we start?
But of course, still, it is important to remind our viewers that this is a special edition of the breakfast show, because we will not be able to give you like the commodity prices as we usually do, the exchange rate and others. Though we understand all these days our broadcast, or if you look at televisions around the country this week, broadcast is all centered on the OIC summit. So as a result, the currency rate and of course the market commodity prices, we will not be able to give you that as we usually do it. Yeah. So we start with the Point newspaper. The main headlines on the Point newspaper this morning are saying ECOWAS Judicial Council Banjul meeting reviews rules of procedures, and of course third GAIPA ICDT Banjul Investment Forum opens. OIC Gambia, an exemplary of religious tolerance, says the third Tan's head of states. And Barrow, Erdogan speak on OIC summit. Senegalese president stopped reception on his return trip. SAC chief spy. GPU urges government to consider public funding for media. Those are the words of the president of the Gambia Press Union. And on the Standard newspaper, it is also reporting that, this morning that OIC Banjul summit on right footing. Turkish president not attending OIC summit. GDC rallies support for OIC summit. Gambia asylum seeker beaten to death by Pakistanis in Italy. NAWEC sparks controversy over power outage notice. Jahumpa Sise asks government to give credit to APRC for OIC summit. Elder statesman MC Cham seeks contempt of court against nephew. Gambia National Library gets new digital center. These are the headlines on the Standard newspaper and of course the Voice newspaper. And I would want to begin with the with the Standard newspaper. Yeah, I may want to seize the opportunity and use this table. As we are focusing on the OIC this morning, I will want to look at stories that have to do with this important day, because it is history that the Gambia is hosting this OIC summit. It is not secret that we are known for hosting international events, but this one is a phenomenal one, because it's the second largest gathering, second to the United Nations meetings and other meetings. We hope years to come we will avail the opportunity to host the Glasgow conference, or even the next UN conference. We can, at least.
Of course we can. Yeah, and I think that would be a great chance for the Gambia to once again be on the roadmap.
Yes, with that, we look at the story which says Banjul OIC Summit on right footing. So the story is written by Lamin Cham, and it reads, government and OIC Gambia officials yesterday reported a smooth progress in the ongoing 15 OIC Summit, exclaiming on Saturday with the meeting of the heads of states, and leaders. Addressing a press conference, Yankuba Diba, the CEO of the OIC Gambia, said matters are proceeding with with the all 57 member countries represented at the preparatory senior officials and ministerial meetings ahead of the weekend's summit of leaders. All the logistical arrangement for the protocols to accommodation, feeding, and transportation have been working to the expectations. In catering, for example, we have gone beyond the tradition to provide food for every dignitary that arrives in the Gambia. The senior officials meeting went well into the night to lay grounds for the ministerial meetings and subsequently the heads of states meeting. Mr. Diba told assembled media, he said while it may be premature to give confirmation on numbers of heads of states attending, about the 40 VVIPs, and VVIPs are expected to come, including heads of state, as well still have a day or two to go. The figure could not increase or reduce, Diba said. The head of brand and communication disclosed that the initial feedback from international officials is still the Gambia has exceeded expectations in the arrangement and organization of the event. He said the nature of security protocols has made it hard to disclose the identity and movement of heads of states coming, adding that the picture will be clear in the next few days. I think we can hook it up there on the issue of the OIC. So it's important. It's not a secret that, when it comes to security, I know Mbai will dilate more. When it comes to security, you don't have to disclose the movement and more detailed information of this head of state. So, security-wise, I know Mbai will set more light on that part.
I mean, we have been here since, the beginning of the, preparatory meeting. I mean, what's your observance when it comes to, the smooth running of the event as the CEO, put it?
Yeah, well, it's something we can all attest to because since we, set feet in this ground, we understand we do not experience any hitches when it comes to security or feeding. We don't have any complaint yet where authorities come out to vet their anger about the arrangement of things. Now and then you will see delegations coming in and out, crisscrossing the environment. I know that has to do with security and other stuff, but it's all indicates how smooth things are going because we are yet to receive any adverse complaint when it comes to security and the tranquility of the ground.
Yeah, I mean, now to Mbaikor, he mentioned about, security being very tight and then, going very well. So can you just take us, as a security person, minded person, can you just tell us why is security important during this summit?
Mariam, thank you very much. You asked me a question that I will be very happy to talk about. And it's also a question that I will comfortably answer. Because we all know security is paramount. Leaders are powerful based on people who select them in office. But their powers are being complemented and completed with the heavy security they may have. And the advantage and the disadvantage of it is any president going to another country, it's the responsibility of the hosting country that should provide you security. But some presidents or leaders, they always go with their close protection bodyguards. So most likely there are always conflict of interest or understanding. Sometimes it depends because the way the English personnel is trained of bodyguard and the way the French personnel or the Arab personnel is completely different. You are trained based on the type of VIP you are to receive. You are trained based on the terrain you are operating, and you are also trained based on the threat you are expecting. And like today, certain things might be normal to a Gambian, but someone who is not a Gambian, certain things might frighten the person. So who knows the type of information they receive prior before coming? Because before you depart or you leave your country, you always send what they call advance party. That advance party will always go as a recce team Recce team are people who always check situations and also give you a feedback of SITREP, that is situational report of what is happening on the ground, what are the expectations and the challenges they might come over. So head leaders prepare based on those informations. So I believe we just pray that they have a positive feedback from their advanced party who are here. But I know, to be honest, close protection, they allow no one to get closer to their VIP. Even the country that is hosting them, their security come close, they push them out. Simply because he is the #1 responsibility that they are taking care of, because he is the principal. And VIP protection is critical, Mariam. Today, I can spend with Modu the same bed at night. The following morning, I go to work, I am a VIP protection. I should be with the VIP to a program that Modu is invited. Even Modu is in, I have to screen Modu. I don't take the advantage that I leave him on the bed, dress up and come, because at that time Modu is not important to me. Who is important and who matters is the VIP. That is the principle. You sacrifice yourself and your life for the VIP. So no one is important before your eye other than your personal VIP. 3 presidents can sit. You are not interested on the other president. Your interest is you, because from here also they have someone who is checking what they are doing. If you go, you will have a debrief. What you face, how did you tackle it, but more especially what they don't compromise is professionalism, diplomacy. That is completely important. This is why security is paramount, and security, I believe security experts are here who know the risk and the engagement. Mariam, be rest assured that people were complaining the OIC is tight. But I can give you this assurance that the more these heads of state start arriving, that's the time security will be more tighter than the previous days.
All right, thank you so much, Michael, for that, detailed information. This is why it's very important to be having experts of different, sectors to be here to, take us through the importance of, especially when it comes to security, because we can't, just undermine security, especially in such a gathering. Just to remind our viewers, this is the second largest world gathering, so apart from the UN General Assembly, this is the second largest. So Modu, let's get back to the press conference. Yesterday you attended the press conference, and the Minister of Information was also part of the, those who, took part in the press conference. Can you just, tell us more of what, what was unveiled during that press conference?
Yeah, it is important knowing that, how, news circulate, how fast the news circulate in the country. My grandma would be like, fake news has stole a leg but does not live long. So, informations were going around. Though in one of the conference, the minister himself informed media workers that some of the flights will be parked in Dakar as a result of the capacity we have at the Banjul International Airport. But they came to confirm that later on that the flights coming can fit at our airport. And he made it clear that what he said previously was just a contingency plan. For instance, if the airport cannot contain all the flights, then they already fixed with the Senegalese authorities to make sure that the remaining flights can go and park in Senegal after bringing their delegates to the Gambia. So that was key among the things he made clear. And the issue of accommodation, because he himself made it mention that even they are to receive 10,000 guests, all the guests can be accommodated here in the Gambia. So it is important for people to know it like that. There are a lot of noise going around regarding this issue, especially the issue of electricity. Though he did not dilate on the issue of electricity, but as per the newspapers, we saw NAWEC, dispatching a press release trying to set light on the issue, which have to do with the OIC, that they have to divulge some of their supplies, and some communities will be affected, just to ensure that activities here run smoothly.
I mean, talking about the flights, going to Senegal to wait for the delegates still after the summit. I mean, do you think this is an issue? Because we all know, like the Gambia airport is very small, so it cannot accommodate all those things. Because even if at all we could not accommodate all of it, I don't think there is an issue for Senegal to give us that chance for aircrafts to be parked there.
I don't want to delve deep into history, but looking at the ties between Banjul and Dakar, span since the days of independence, the 81 issue, when things escalate, when Kuko stepped in, they were the first people who came to our rescue. So when we lose electricity, some part of the North Bank, the source is coming from Senegal. In terms of trade, most of our goods come to the Gambia, and they also buy some of our products from the Gambia here. So trying to draw a line between these two, I think it's not something, an argument which is sensible. Though we understand, when we say we are sovereign, we have to learn to do our things by ourselves. Yes, that is accepted, but we're still trying to grow. So I don't know what we expect to do. It is important. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. So Mbaya, let's talk about electricity. The OIC, paid now like 32 million US dollars just to provide stable electricity and water. I mean, considering the fact that these days, NAWEC are, trying to of all the communities in order to supply, this should have happened considering the money pumped into NAWEC just to make sure this, OIC when successful when it comes to the access of electricity and water.
Mariam, the fact is, I don't think that is an excuse. In a sense that we have been having light to certain areas very fine without any program. And this is an event that Gambia were preparing for the past 5 years to host it. It is not 5 days. It's not 5 weeks, neither 5 months. So, and we know that having such a gathering which is termed and classified as the second world leaders gathering apart from the AGM, there should be no hiccups when it comes to light. More especially, they did not just give you the responsibility, they give you the financial muscle. In case you have challenges of financially to upgrade your system at the level it is prior before they are coming, you are supported with that huge amount of money. They did not say that's all. Spend it the way you should spend it. If you have shortage, right back to them. This is what I spend. This is the level we are. But this is our target. We did not reach that. They will give you the money. But taking that amount of money, you did nothing to that extent. Coming here, this current is going on and off. It is a sabotage. That's the fact. There is no excuse about that. They know what they have. Now people are expert on their job. This is electricity. You do your homework prior before coming. Even for us, before we come on air, Mariama, we make our mic tests.
Sure.
Why are we doing that? We trust the mics, but for clarity and for safety. I, for one, am not seeing any excuse of this on and off. NAWEC were given enough money to work on this, and there is no way that they should be off on other side because of the summit. They should have upgraded their level to make sure no one is affected. But they should particularly focus here very well because, Mariama, this is all about security. Because light going off with a click of seconds can create a lot. And in everywhere you go, it's not all of them appreciated. Mariama, personally, if you can see even how they set up this security, can shows you they are having outer cording and inner cording. If you observe when you are coming, you always have long muscles outside.
Sure.
T-91s, AK-47, with support weapons that are these APCs outside. That is the outer cording. Well, we are inside here. You are not seeing any AK-47 getting closer to us. You are not seeing any long muscle getting closer to us. The only time we see short muscles is when VIPs, ministers come with their orderlies. That is shows that they have completed their area, the outer cording and the inner cording. And if it comes, the inner cording, you will have your belt, you will have your horns. This is why, whatever the situation is, Mariama, I don't think those leaders should be in this country here, more especially in this hall, and light is going.
All right, thank you so much. By Modu, yeah.
Yes, to add on the issue of electricity, though we understand the planning, stretch to a period of 5 years, though, it's important that we look on the issue of this election. We went through election, and of course the COVID-19 was also here, which has this cripple activities in some aspect. We understand some staff labor. But despite all that, the Gambia government should have prioritized the issue of energy supply in the country. And of course, looking at the OIC road, yes, the only need was from the airport to this main ground.
Exactly.
That part is completed. But the issue of electricity, in fact, this summit, in fact, portrayed the weakness of our country in terms of planning.
Thank you.
Looking at it, when the First Republic, one can say, the way they demarcate our roads, our pipes for this energy supply, water and electricity, looking the way they are laid in the soil is very bad. This is what is causing delays in most of our projects. Like for instance, for the road, when they dock, you will see pipe crisscrossing instead of them being at one side. So trying to arrange all that pipes, within these 5 years, and then fix a new road on it will take time. Our transmission, I understand.
5 years more. This is not an excuse.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
You have been given all the resources that you need.
If you understand what I said earlier, is they should not use. They should not use the COVID and the independence and election as
That's
an
not
excuse.
an excuse. Yeah.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, this portrayed their weakness in terms of planning.
Thank you.
Because within that if the first people who demarcated this place, when you work on the electricity and the pipes, these roads were being demarcated for a long time ago for expansion in the near future. But how many people went and built in front of those on that roads? How many poles were erected on that highway? When they were planning, proper planning, then they should restrict people from building on those roads, restrict NAWEC from building erecting poles on that highways. But today, if you talk, they will tell them, they have to move some poles, they have to, duct some pipes and move them away from the main roads. This is what I'm trying to put across, that, it portrays their weakness in terms of planning and preparation.
And this would be a lesson learned from, all of us as Gambians.
In fact, new settlements, they should make sure that the new settlements which are under development, they should ensure that pipes are put on one lane, electricity poles are put on a way that when we call for expansion, it will not affect their activities. So this is what we are suffering today.
So we talked about, they talked about the accommodation issue, because this is a very, very important, aspect of the, OIC summit. You cannot bring delegates without providing, quality accommodation, especially, gathering 57 member states, even though we understand that not all, head of states are attending, but this is a very, very important part of it. So do you think the hotels that, are, identified for these summit are up to standard to lodge these delegates that are coming?
Well, when it comes to hotels, we have good 5-star hotels in the Gambia. So I know priority will be given to the types of delegates and of course the hotels they are going to be accommodated. We understand funding was done to ensure that Gambia have new hotels just for this summit, but not all of us knew how the plans went on, because they are yet to be completed. Works are still ongoing, and nobody is confused to even allow our delegates to go closer to those even hotels. But hence they said they have enough rooms to accommodate these people. I am sure they will do everything possible to ensure that the rooms those people are going to be accommodated are of standard.
Yeah, May, just let's get back to security a little bit. When it comes to accommodation, how important is the security aspect on that area too?
Yeah, the importance of the security aspect is, Mariama, I'm so happy that you come about this accommodation issue, because this is the fact. They said, he who feels it knows it. Mariama, you see some heads of states, they will just want the hotel they occupy it alone. They will not want to occupy hotel with another head of state. Because the problem is the security threats that are within them. Sometimes even the closest aides among them, they don't trust them to that level. And most of these head of states, as I said, if they are coming, they will always send their advance everywhere. And the hotel they book for them, you will see their protocol will come to do his or her protocol job. But the security also will advise that security-wise, our VIP cannot stay here. and it's not what they will reveal, because safety is paramount. They will look at the structure of the hotel, number one, the movement of the people, and maybe the electronics camera setup and stuff like that. The house also, you are to accommodate their VIP. They need luxury rooms whereby the VIP, you can have a lot, even to have access of seeing him, you open the door and see him. No. So these are things, and whenever the VIP is in or out, you have people who are protecting the resident he is. So this is why some of them don't like sharing hotels with others. I just believe that will be settled fine, because if not, we do have, before you go Mariama to other countries as a VIP protection, you have issues with those VIP protection, because they will want to drive you at their level. You are also insisting to drive them at their level. Like even sometimes you are going, Minister of Defense or anything will clear you that, okay, these are the type of weapons you are allowed to go with as an entourage to the VIP, as an entourage to whoever. But you will see some, because of what they tell them, they will in fact smuggle some, the ones they believe, because we know the essence of VIP protection is not about fighting, it's about saving the principal. But like security wise, I just believe the hotels that they will put these VIPs, their security entourage can be in terms, because if not, what they are avoiding, head of states can come out at the same time. They can come in at the same time, and whenever the principal is set, no one allow anything that will waste the time of the principal. They don't have the patience of waiting for your fellow head of state to go out and you come in. Everybody, you make sure your security is completed. Nobody obstruct you on anything that you are to do. I believe in that one also. They should look at better hotels whereby head of states, even more than one, are to stay there. Let the distance be far, so that whoever is to do whatever you are to do, no obstruction will be there. They will not be meeting at the same time.
All right, thank you so much, Mbai. So, Modu,
Yes,
we will
I
also
know
get,
we will
no,
stick
wait,
to the
before we
paper.
get back to the newspapers, regarding the number of head of states attending, do we know the exact number according to yesterday's press conference? Was it mentioned?
Yes, they said the paper remain in, the number of attendees remain intact. Is going to be 57, but not all of them will be coming here. At times, they will some of them will send their reps to attend on their behalf. This is why among the list dispatched this morning, you will see others, you know, their, how to call it, their permanent secretaries their directors or Minister of Foreign Affairs will be coming to attend. Others, they are like prime ministers will be attending this. Others are going to be vice president, ambassadors, you know. It depends. Deputy, how to call it, member of parliaments are all coming. It depends the particular country that is coming, and the, you know, they are represented. It's a matter of choice who is going to represent. We see on the list a country that would send their chief justice, so it depends.
All right, thank you so much, Modu. Can we now get back to the newspapers and see what's next?
Still on the OIC matter, there is a story which has to do with politics, and the headline reads, GDC rally support for OIC summit. The story is by Omar Ba, and it reads, the opposition Gambia Democratic Congress has urged its supporters and Gambians in general to help the government to ensure a successful hosting of the OIC summit in Banjul. In a statement shared with the Standard, GDC leader Mama Kande stated, I write in my capacity as party leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress, but most especially as a concerned Gambian, to call on Gambians, irrespective of their differences, to join hands and offer our unflinching support to the government to make sure the OIC summit in Banjul is successful. The party leader said the OIC being the second largest gathering in the world, should be marked with unity and focus on settling in selling the image of the nation. We will be having leaders from the 57 member states, and our support will be very paramount, because with the magnitude of the event, the government alone cannot do it. I call on the Gambians to take ownership of the OIC and consider ourselves very fortunate to have had the opportunity to host the world leaders in the Gambia. The time is right for us to be identified and seen as one people, one nation, despite our political differences, which is healthy for any democracy. It is only right to do one thing, and that is to offer our support and ideas to this through
Yeah, I think it's very
It is
important,
It's
you know, to
important.
see.
I hope it
Yeah.
would have been all the opposition parties will join hands and in fact dispatch a similar statement for the general public. Though it is democracy, though others are praying for the well-being or the success of this crucial gathering here in Banjul, but others on the other hand are saying, you know, trying to discredit this summit, saying in fact, mentioning that the roads are not ready, this and you know, there are some unfinished projects and others. But what people fail to understand that these dignitaries coming are not going to the State House. This is why we have the VIP lounge at the airport. Whoever needs to meet the president, all the activities you need to do here will be held there at the VIP lounge. From there, you head straight here to the OIC, then to the hotel you're going to stay. And most of the hotels are within this TDA.
Yeah.
So this is why they prioritize this road to ensure that it is ready before the summit, which we believe part of it is already done, the area needed. So the rest are projects for Gambians themselves to enjoy, like the Brufut roads, you know, the Bundung, you know, Sukuta, and all the other roads are all meant for the Gambians to enjoy. Not that this VIP are going to use them or are going to stay within that end. The water projects, the electricity, you know,
Yeah.
at times important for people to know all the outcome of this event is going back to us. Yeah, and as chairman of this organization for the next 3 years also speaks volume, because it will, you know, it will carve us a way that we can have access to these major investors to come in and invest here in the Gambia.
Yeah.
So it's important.
Yeah, Mbai, I have seen, you know, some politicians saying they have been sidelined, you know, by the OIC, you know, organizing committee and stuff. But do you think that should stop us, like, as Gambians, to participate and help, you know, to see the successful, you know, hosting of this OIC summit?
Mariam, once again, thank you very much. And those ones, I believe this OIC is not fully Gambian thing. They did not say it Gambia. Why the name Gambia is there is in two options. We are a member. Secondly, we are the one hosting. Or we are not organizing. Our responsibility is to host. The Gambia will do everything to make sure they host it successfully. But Gambia are not organizing. Some of the directives, Gambians cannot do it without consulting the OIC head office in Jeddah. This is them. But I believe whatsoever the case may be, this is Gambia. We should know that the name Gambia is hosting. We should do everything possible at this moment. You don't think of what your country can do for you. You think of what you can do for your country. Because this is history. And we are all together in this history here. Even though you feel like you are silent, this has nothing to do with politics to my own perspective. This is not internal. It's international. So whatsoever the case may be, if you feel you are sidelined, I don't think it's offensive. Possibly they feel like this is the committee that they feel they can do the job, or they are the one they feel they can do what they, because this requires expert job. You cannot just be somewhere when you don't know how it works. Possibly knowledge are different. But this OIC thing is something that is very sensitive, and I think the organizing committee did their best to make sure the day is successful. I really appreciate what Mama Kande did, Mariama, simply because he shows everyone everything has its own time.
Gambia is bigger than, you know.
Correct. Leaders come and go, but the state remain. And the ideals of the state also remain. So this is a Gambian thing. And he is also a Gambian who is proud to show his joy and excitement of Gambia hosting this thing. Even those of them yearning for any of this position, if Allah say they will one day lead the country, they will never forget this history. They will, in one way or the other, in their speech, mention this particular event there.
I mean, don't you think also the OIC Secretariat, you know, should have, you know, informed the general public about, you know, the organizing part of it? We are just the hosts, but not the organizers of the event. Don't you think it should have been, you know, helpful for the people to understand it that way?
Mariama, you are very right. But one thing people fail to understand, and let them just read about the OIC much.
But Gambians don't read, by.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, this is why some of them, if they are talking, they don't have facts or reference that they can base on what they are saying. They just say something based on a hearsay, or they just base something based on anger. But Mariama, people should understand, this OIC, their number one thing that they don't compromise is security. They have many that they can say, but due to security wise, they will not expose it. Mariam, you can even see it. Me and you know, maybe the listeners might benefit from what we are saying. Even their plan of coming, they will change from any minute. Why all those things is happening is security-wise. They will not even don't be surprised you mention that this particular person is coming. They will cancel of coming. They will send someone, and because they are so security conscious. Because the problem is, we know, as I said here, a freedom fighter is different with a terrorist. And to be honest, we are not taking side or pointing anyone as a terrorist, but we know when it is terrorism generally in the world, which people do it more, because they have different perspective. So it is just like a proxy bomber and a non-proxy bomber. Maria, because a proxy bomber, today, if my family is hold hostage or someone's family is hold hostage, the group that hold your family hostage will tell you, look, this is the assignment we want you to go and do. Go and demolish this place, or go and do this thing, we will release your family. But the suicide bomber have the intention of dying him or her as a person. So their perspective and imaginations are different. Mariam, at the OIC, to be honest, they don't compromise security. I believe that is the main reason why some of the things are not revealed, and sometimes they don't come out to the general public to speak because of speculations.
All right. Thank you so much, Joy. So, Modu, I'll get back to you. No, we don't have much time. We have like 10 minutes. But yesterday, you know, the Gambia was handed over the chairmanship role. What does this mean for the Gambia?
Yes, it is crucial, you know, for us to have this to be handed over. But before that, I want to chip into this, you know, question of yours, that whether the OIC Secretariat informed the public about, you know, them being just the host, the organization and all the activities of the OIC lies, you know, rest in the hands of the OIC International, because this is just OIC Gambia, the organizing body for the Gambia. All they have to do to make that the grand preparation is set for all the coming delegates. But for the general meetings or the assemblies, in fact, they said they have no invitation. Even cabinet ministers, those who are not needed, are not coming in to attend this event. Only few who are needed, you know, going to receive their invitations, but not all. In fact, the issue of invitation is not on their hands. You know, this was made clear in a press conference by Yankuba Diba, the CEO of the OIC. Coming to your question, it is important that today the chairmanship is handed. If you can recall, Mbaikor asked the deputy CEO of the OIC about their level of preparedness to, you know, to carry this mantle of leadership for the next 3 years. It will not only avail us the opportunity to market ourselves in the global level, but of course, you know, it will help us to build more partnership, especially in the Arab League, in the Muslim world, to be able to tap from different ideas, knowledge, benefits from more investors within the Arab League, which is very important. And I hope that, you know, issue of scholarship and other stuff, there are a lot of things that are involved when it comes to the OIC. It's more of the United Nations, second to it. So being that host, you know, speaks volume of, you know, small Gambia or tiny Gambia being at the helm of affairs for the period of 3 years.
Yeah, so Modu, today is International World Press Freedom Day. So can we just get to that story?
Yes,
and then
yes, it's important. I think we have that on the newspaper, the Point newspaper.
Yeah. Yes, viewers, just to remind you, watching the special breakfast show here on Star TV. We are coming you live from the OIC Center here in Bijulo. I am Maria Madem, and with me is Mbaikor and Model Baji. And just to remind you, flights will start descending in the Gambia very soon by 11. You know, over 20 countries. We are expecting over 20 countries to land to the country today. So, Modu, do we have the story?
Yes, the story is here. It's on the Voice newspaper. And the headline is rather, GPU urges government to consider public funding for media. World Press Freedom Day statement. And it's read, excuse me, every year 3rd May is observed as a day to remind government and other stakeholders of the need to reflect their commitment to press freedom. It is a day for media workers globally to reflect on issues of press freedom and professional ethics. The day is also set aside to support media and that are of times targeted of violence and abuse. This year, World Press Freedom Day theme a press for the planet. Journalism in the face of the environmental crisis is meant to highlight the significant role journalism play in informing and educating the public on how the current climate and biodiversity crisis are affecting the environment and ecosystems, and the impact it has on the lives and livelihood of billions of people around the world. The significance of this year's theme is an affirmation of not only the crucial role the media plays in informing and educating the public on the current global environmental crisis. It is a charge on government to create an atmosphere for independent journalism, free of harassment, intimidation, and violence against it. The GPU President Mohamed Esba said upendent journalism by any free press in a democracy has the capacity to shed light on the environmental upheavals and influence policy decisions that offer solutions to the world environmental challenges by holding government and decision makers accountable, rather, said Ba. Environmental reporting plays an important role in uplifting marginalized voices, societies, and indigenous communities, and spotlighting social injustice with the ability to draw attention to unreported or the reported environmental issues. Journalists rather strives to bring stories of social importance to the forefront and dignity conversation that can fuel positive change.
Yeah. I mean,
those were the words of the Gambia Press Union's president, Mohamed Esba.
Yeah, those are powerful words, and the GPU has always been reminding, the Gambia government the importance of press freedom. So, Mbaye, considering the, struggles journalists go through in this country, how do you think, we as a country can strengthen press freedom in the Gambia?
Mariama, thank you very much, and I'm so happy that a day like today have come and is considered as a big day like this. To be honest, Mariama, the fact is some of our public office holders are not media friendly. You will heard of something about their institution, something about them. You being a journalist who is professional, you want to be very fair. You will engage them or try to request to interview them to give them the access of clearing doubts. But they will tend to be so busy to an extent that they will not want to receive you. And now if it is a public interest, you air the story. Some of them, that's the time they will have the time telling you that you should have consulted me before you air the story. I don't think that freedom is there still for the media. And really, Mariama, that should be observed because our job is the truth and the public interest. We don't hunt for anyone, we don't harass anyone, but we want truth, and this is why we are giving everyone the platform to clear yourself.
All right, thank you so much. Modu, just
finally, I understand that, the government is trying a bit because we understand now we have what is access to information bill, which is being adopted at Parliament. I think you know better. So, that alone, underscores government's willingness to embark in the support of press freedom. But still, there is, a lot needed to be done because, we also calling on the government to see how best they can subvent the media, considering the country's, investment level. We don't have those big entities like other parts of the country where you will, lobby and win big advertisement, businesses for one to be able to peddle his or her media entity. In the Gambia, we don't have such. Here is only the Gambia Ports Authority, AfriCell, just to name a few, GRA, and that's the end. In fact, let me say it like that. Only few GSM operators are willing to invest or support the media houses. So we hope with when government come up with a subvention, mechanism to the media houses, at least will a bit change the narratives.
I mean, the importance of press freedom cannot be overemphasized, and I hope authorities will take this into consideration and give us that safe space to be able to execute our work as expected. You know, as we all know, journalists are not the enemies of any government, but we are partners in development. So I think when we are given the, conducive environment, we will, do justice. But let them also, remember that we are here to hold them to account. We are here for the public. We are not here for government. We are not here for, but we are here for the public. We serve in the best interest of the public. So happy International Press Freedom Day. I hope things will change for better, across the world, not just the Gambia, because journalists all over, are going through, a lot of, struggles and, violence and all that. I just hope, with time, these things will be a thing of the past. And yeah, so it has been an exciting, episode here with Baikor, Model Baji, and of course myself, Maria Madem. And don't go away. We will, just switch, the Wolof and Mandinka part will be up next. So stay tuned and enjoy this special, OIC Summit coverage from Star TV. It has been a great, time here with you all. And thank you so much. See you guys later.
Good evening and welcome to another OIC Banjul Summit Focus Update. My name is Fanta Sise and today we are at the Sadora Karaba Jawara Conference Center. For the past 2 days, we have had and seen senior officials having intense conversations and debates. And for today, it's the first official meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers. We'll see what the conversation is about. Come with me. On today being day 3 of the summit, we still have 3 more days to go. The Council of Ministers will definitely have intense conversations as well, taking up from the senior officials. And right after that, we will hand it over to the heads of state, which will be on the 2 last days of the summit. So much more for me to keep you updated with. Stay with me on the OIC Banjul Summit Focus Update. My name is Fanta Sise. I'll be definitely coming back your way. Bye-bye.
Mr. Secretary General, Monsieur le Secrétaire Général, je vous donne la parole.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Excellence, Monsieur Mahamadou Tangara, ministre des Affaires étrangères et de la coopération internationale et des Gambiens à l'extérieur, Excellence, Monsieur Khalid Al-Khireji, vice-ministre des Affaires étrangères du Royaume d'Arabie Saoudite, Altesse, Excellence, honorables chefs de délégation, Mesdames et Messieurs, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Je tiens également à saluer le grand peuple gambien et ses dirigeants sous la conduite de son Excellence le Président Adama Barrow pour avoir accueilli cette nouvelle rencontre islamique. J'exprime ma reconnaissance pour tous les efforts déployés et les dispositions prises en vue d'assurer l'accueil et l'hospitalité à nous tous et de garantir le bon déroulement des travaux de ce sommet. J'ai également le plaisir d'exprimer ma profonde gratitude au Royaume d'Arabie Saoudite sous la conduite du serviteur de deux saintes mosquées, le roi Salman bin Abdelaziz Al Saoud, et de son Altesse royale le prince Mohammed bin Salman, prince héritier et premier ministre, puisse Allah les préserver pour le rôle important qu'il joue et les efforts précieux qu'il a consentis durant sa présidence du 4e sommet islamique. Je voudrais également saluer toutes les initiatives que le Royaume a entreprises dans l'objectif de renforcer l'action islamique commune et de raffermir la solidarité entre les États membres. Je réitère mes remerciements.
Hello, you're watching programs coming to live from Star TV. We are here broadcasting live from the OIC Secretariat or at the Sadauda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center in Banjul. You all know this is the special coverage of the OIC Banjul Summit, and we are live here in Banjul for the past days, and of course it will go till the 5th of May 2024. My name is Baila Bari, and of course with me here I have MD Kausubaji on my right, and on my left I have Mumudu Lamin Baji. We thank our Mariam Adam and the team who were here for the past hours or for the couple of minutes ago. Once again, welcome back to this wonderful live special coverage of the OIC Banjul Summit. First of all, I'll just engage Modu Baji. Modu Baji, welcome to the program.
Well, are we still in the morning? Okay, we are still in the morning. Yes, good morning to our wonderful viewers from Banjul to Bara, Burfu to Kung, Ibo Town, everywhere you're watching us from, across the world and in the Gambia. It's a wonderful good morning here at the OIC Conference Center in Banjul. You know, as Bailo alluded earlier, this is a continuation of our ongoing OIC conference coverage that is happening here at the OIC. So, Bailo, thank you very much for joining you on this panel.
MD, good morning.
Morning, assalamu alaikum to each and every person following us either on the social media platforms or on channel. Like you alluded, this is the special coverage held here at the Sadauda International Conference Center in respect of the 15th OIC Summit. Indeed, it is an achievement for Gambia. It is a moment of hard work. I know it's not yet the moment of celebration, but it's a moment of hard work. It is a moment of togetherness. It is a moment of one Gambia, one people, one nation. Because this is the second largest gathering of world leaders. And it is the second edition which is held in Black Africa. So that means Gambia is now among the countries that would be recognized internationally as countries, though small in size, but mighty when it comes to hosting of international events. Bailo.
Many thanks. Badin Jibe Lalum Balcontona, Star Television, a monthly moment on Nintamena, having special coverage, OIC Banjul Summit, Olbakering, Nintamena, wearing along. A lungal meta for a nyaonya, coming Kafunya, Mekaro Tili Nan, and Mekaro Tili Lulu, Urumakela Saman and Sinin Yala Kiritala. But Kabirin Kununko, na Molbijam, Kajoko Dal, Fontemba Kering, attending Gambia, Yaro Mike, Badingoli, Uniform Yalan Kodala, Kuma, Badrin, the Gambia history, and you know, Musina, Tani Lulu, the coming up 15 OIC Summit. In Tarodum, Gambia, Woleba Giala, and preparation of the Tamina, Mimba Kering, Kabira Stata, Fokara, Janin Dimato, inshallah. Bailo bari wala montori Kausubaji banfe and menkata Modu Bajeti ba Alban Jibe Kandawara Nintamena ba Fulale ko Fulale atini Sadauda Kairaba Conference Center Banjul nimba tani Banjul Sade kono Modu yimu kole dum yalon ko dal akuma ta batel Gambia ye jiaro ko atani Banjul OIC Summit la fenno mi yalon ko akuma ta batel nyina Gambia la tarikoto monom ñina kuma yaate ñaajibe ñina ra Gambia la tariko jibe Gambia kanyi ñom be sifa ateni kajia
Ok baylo akumayata bake pour yalo ni mbadi mandinkol gambienol anakang moy lal nga kacha nyinko la bake parce que dol ni kay ni ko OIC summit le kanake etol yamira ko nyimbe kala be ngote mi yalon ko tantangol ba kulol anin kusi fal be nyantanalal mole donc kay tandiko OIC summit le be kering jang hani ñimu dina bengolti anu bengolam fana mi yalon ko pour ka Cairo naate parce que islamo ko wala mi yalon ko islamo lota minna wala islamo la hamo ñin kafo kata kafulato mi yalon ko alafta o sif ku sifale balondila anin ka Cairo naate muslime bankol kono nal hakilo ba kan even mo findu Sudan banko ka ñin tembe na Cairo tije ya famle mbita Palestine fana o ma fa o Cairo tije even ha ni iba moyla rohingya fanan o ma fango fanan jamaa ya lo ni boma la o ma fango be Cairo tije ande muslime bankol la so nyim mitino min kana ke gambe jang akata mitino mi yalon ko wol ay muslime bankol la alfal kensu nyokan ka jeko ye diamu ka iba jala nyaadi le ka Cairo nati wo bankol kono wala tinna ko nyimbe ngoni nata kejang anun jamaa pour mo jamaa du sunu bengolon parce que aliyalon fo almalon wato yemira kesobe fay kan nyim bankol kono sako Palestine ma fa molbe fa kanne dolbi je fang bi nyin temene be min domola keta kulato mi yalon ko amantara soni are ngi buru la du la fam keta problème ote nal ka kibarol no may kaje dolje fa ke la bade e kolto so dunia be OIC mitino min be nyanda kela Gambia jam wala nyanda kela mitino to mi yalon ko wala be kumo mutala kaje ko nin kele jawjawol mi yalon ko be kere nyim muslime bankol kan abe banna nyaadile wala ebe nyin simfa nya jamaale tala kaje ko yin kele sifal bang nyin bankol to jam so amanke dama Gambia ya host nyame wolon ko to mi yalon ko nyanta cibir lala to nyalo a jata nga cibir lala parce que ni ajibe dunia mo findu ko unkoto kawsu ya fo nya nyine be kala banku mo fim banku fulan jangoto mi yalon ko nyim bang sifa jiya so amanda wala ngaje ko like banko kon especially combo banko kan to combo tuba banko kan itata dinkira jamaata ibaje lebe silol do kula kurangol be do kula femmati na nyimbe ngolatina parce que na fulo min dum pour ka jeko ñimbe ke fengote mi yalla ka be falindiro nati la Gambia la balu nyaka especially courant wala fanal do bi jele aman courant sotonu biya be courant sotonu ase welding works po yele no ala bunda dato aman jari ay sawu ay ta banko la karada la pour ay la métier kiji do bi je dum pour kata aya silo tije wala lafta business o kele but mo bu kanaje bi OIC silo nata o ma fon la batna la wolye silo soto ila o ma fon so wala tana a jarta pour sol fanan ngan siso sikani wa ngan teseti nga kafunyo kan ka je ko nyimbe ngo ke be ngoto mi yalon ko abe kelale ay bankayro kono dunia be nyaati linje parce que ni ajube bi jam dunia la kibar tala bumbal mu mebe kensundi nyokan jang ka je ko be kibar soto la jam mi yalon ko dunia be l'Afrique ko wala mo ni temena dunia be tulo ni ñaabe Gambia le pour ka long kuma jamaale be bolana Gambia parce que ni ñim bengo banta e ka fo mi ko Banjul declaration wala kafo mitino min ke sonta minna iba safela kayto killing ya iba kayto ñimbe iba to la Banjul declaration ne la so kayto le bay tandela itole simfa nya OIC kafo simfa nya jamaale tak pour ka jeko ñing kelol an ñim problème e ku ke fengote mi yalon ko ya turubang sako nyin kele jawjawal mbe keri anin fana nyin nyanta kala fewni mi ano Gambia nyanta sewala kam ba kele nyindula bi ya tola jamala sa dawra kayra ba jawara anu sa ade sa dawda kilinga adabe mol kono mi yalon ko atolle mol kafu nyin kafu ba kono ka fo mi ko OIC anu ni ajube Iraq la kelol min ketanu adabo benun kafo kono anin Seku Touré ye kafo kenune OIC ye kafo londino mi yalla ko wala nyanta kayra diamo kelanu pour ka wo Iraq kelo nyim turu banno sa rawra dabe no wo mol kono ko tari ko yaay tan nyami pour kata diamo ko ka jiko yo diamo ba andum ala taro kafo kono ay kayro natini wo fenko kono parce que nin kiskisiro ke bake iba lon nanka mbe min foka nin kelo la min do akata in the 90s le kono but it was very important I simfa nya kende baleta ka jeko wo ira kelo bantano walatna alyalo ibe kayro kono nyin tembena do diamo be ke kanne pour ka mama ndingol be kaka ila ma fawole but o mu mebe banda ni ñi mitino banta inshallah so ngetu fo ñaato demanding alaji baylo
OIC kumalo mi yalan ko amin fudi asiata Organization of Islamic Cooperation kausu comme nyimbora modu baji bora faka nyami Organization of Islamic Cooperation comme Gambia ba jaka nyami modu baji kuma jama fanya member den fitino le member keren tarinki abakane fenete mi yalan ko dal pour Gambian kol finance haje ko ñimu sunu bengolti suno mi yalon ko wayri ñingan doñol jibe kada wal palestine wal kelol ba kede ñingan news jibe al jazeera BBC ba fengala feto fatol te bolu konko bela la kedol te bolu bela mol fala ama pour man sa tel fane na si dikira kilon kanyin ko address haje ko kayro mimbi jang kayro mimba dikira ko ngoro pour kara kilon ta ñi bla mi yalon ko kelo bi wala na watu mo be kamin duwa wala mi ne ko kayro bi jang alma kayro jidla kayro da wala alma kayro jidla kawsu kayro ani OIC
baraka bake yemin fo akuma yata andun nyinketa mi yalon ko wolom tarik kende balati bayri janding OIC fangoning kayro balafla dronga murun domanding ngami yalon ko wolom tariko jibe somito la mi yalon ko wolom nyin kamengo bayri cooperation nyin wo metale bare summit nyin wolom kasika kachake mi yalon ko wolom banku nyaton kol mansakel ye si ye kacha wo mambe mbake bayri nyinne mi yalon ko wolom atanni ndulu njangoti mune ya sabu wolom boyin kangole keta mi yalon ko wolom muslim bankol andum kabrin boyin kango keta aka munta ko minul ya lonko wala bari ko inata kamiya lonko wolom sabati muslim wala muslim bankote ka inyom mi ya lonko wala muslim wal kele ya lonne ko ninko mbe nyin tenten na ka jibe na meta tinyaro lebe kala bayri bi ntol bebe sta fm ne tela officer bi jam modo la officer bi jam tol bebe nanering moy na e jiante ya ay do tonye wala ay do ay boyin kango ke do ya na meta drong do fanante nanu sabati woya ay boyin kango kente ya andu nga jale wolka ke jama inata kami ya lon ko wolom kilo ke iko woto be kuma yala bayri nin ñoo ya keta nin dalo keta in fact jama e kamin fo wolom bala faabe ñoo longole kono bo fanan ñoo longo be dalole kono so nin kam beng wate nin wate nga kacha nga bo ñoo kono don inshallah rabbi tumando bato mi ya lon ko wolom nte sonna ka modo jiya pour ay boyin kango ke modo ya so wuketa tarik mi ya lon ka kuma yata andu nga mira ko be kuma yala nga wol jibe fula jango nanata fana ni mi ya lon ko wolom bengo la nafa do mba jibe la nanata ni mi ya lon ko atun ko fula jangoti wolom bi ñi wato mi ya lon ko be wole kono bank muslime bank jamal be mi ya lon ko wolom tembe dato mi ya lon ko toñabe damin ila mol tonku ngo mantre ma fangola dol fongo ni yaji be nin kayit kibaro le kamin fintindi sainteng hani mi ya lon ko wolom domoro fongo ma wosotono andum toñabe damin ni koy bum man sakelete be wo dulato tumando bato te sino laji mi ya lon ko wolom ite ala mansakel la tanko wobi jele bare ila mol mi ya lon ko wolle tombong ila mol mi ya lon ko ngal kam foko representation ibe siling mansa wo mansake sirangol to itol to yala wol man tanko ngosoto woto nin nata ngat mi ya lon ko wolom declaration o ke wolom kaytol mimbe kensun na nga safe imma iba tola la mi ya lon ko wolom de Banjul declaration comme ni ngaji be tariko kono ika min foko de Banjul Charter 2006 wolom mi ya lon ko wolom kabrin Gambia ye mi ya lon ko wolom African leaders jia mi ya lon ko wolle be Africa inata jang in 2006 nyata ka mi ya lon ko wolom di African Youth Charter o di Banjul Charter comme dol ka kili nyami anu fana wolle nyin to do dia comme ika min foko di Maputo protocol and stuff because kambe ko keta dawoda ni ba safe kan e ba falako nyinnem kambe ngo di kayto nyin ya min kenso nyine matoti bari ka sutiyandi iba kilila wo banko nyin na sate to wala sate ba mi ya lonko ya kacha ke jele to so wala te nanga mi ya lonko wala de Banjul Charter soto andum bi ni somito banta inshallah tili nyaato tili fula nyaato demanding ibe kayto min dara iba falako mi ya lonko wala fanam di Banjul declaration andum wobe tarala je fotarik so bibi ni mobe kayro la karola jibe nanata ni mi ya lonko wolom keskes lal iba falako according to the Banjul agreement or according to mi ya lonko wolom the Banjul protocol anu wolketa kumi ya lonko momo be dawa da balon ko ya dafa Banjul wala Gambia manke du landinti ase doya no nana tani mi ya lonko wolom land size la karola amma me bake inata kami ya lonko wolom Gambia la nyaton ko tombo ka ke mi ya lonko wolom the award winner wala ka bring mi ya lonko atele santiongoti ning president mi ya lonko wolle mi ya lonko wolom tenkungo be la banko kono as the most peaceful president. So woketa kumi ya lonko wala tinanko Kaira Mansa abe kuma ya la ngatari ko jibe demanding because minul iketa kumi ya lonko Gambia metale kela kata dango kenana tani mi ya lonko wolom tenkungol mimbe kering banku dolto kabrin sada dalla jamono kana fa mi ya lonko wolom ya jamela jamano kana fa mi ya lonko wolom bitilo la president Adama Barrow la nyaton kaya ko nga ku jamale ke sub regional and international level andung wole Gambia fanan sabo amanke donc OIC nyi jamati Gambia is a peace model country angale kangoto wolom nanata ni mi yalon ko wolom karola Gambia mu santingol bari mo jama kanale jankela karango ke even amame ban transition o mi yalon ko wole keta modol botanam bank dol to kana transition o jibe aketa nyaadi le because mo jama ko mi yalon ko wolom kelole be kala modol boritale bari nata ka je ko kacha nyo ya kele fo mi ya lonko wolom kairo nata tenkum transition keta kairo kono so coming down kanani mi ya lonko wolom nyin somito la kumma yala sako mi ya lonko wolom nyin wato kono follow banku jamal mi ya lonko wolle be la mol kilo la mol binajang nanata ni mi ya lonko wolom kairo nsa foko abijele bare tenku ngo mantre banku jamal wol kono Cairo bi aba tenku ngo mantre je because these are two different things ifatatale Cairo nin tenku ngo e ka munta ko donin de ko bayri Cairo abe jawoja wala dulami ya lonko kelo mantre je konko mantre je bare nanata ni mi ya lonko wolom tenku ngo la karola ate kala dro mi ya lonko wolom no tenku mbalia wolom nin kelo be dawda bare tenku ngo wolom dulami ya lonko kelo mantre je bare fana nimmi ya lonko wolom mol la sondomo angale kam foko panic wol mantra fana mol kono anu bi man la fika banku dol to fo bare ni ya jibe mi ya lonko wolom ning subgroups mi ya lonko wolebe maralen security terrorism la karola ibe siarine andum modol bije ika dino la nyamije modol bije le ika mi ya lonko wolom angale kam foko as a result of social injustice wolom ya miracle mi yalon ko wala mi la nyanto e manna wosoto andu wol nata kam mi yalon ko wala mi la on preso group londi fo bi wol kam mi yalon ko wala kidol wala kelo fengolta ka boyin kango ke molle andu e ka boyin kango ke minul minula wol keta mol mi yalon ko jama wol kono e manke public office holder ti wala e manke mol mi yalon ko e be mararing man sakunda la abdullah kelin woto abe kuma yalla nyi wato kono but finally Gambia la nafa la karola bayri killing mol ballon nako Gambia fanan bayri ngami ya lon ko wolom EU summit host le andung aketa Cairo kono ninga mi ya lon ko wolom OIC summit host Cairo kono ay bank Cairo kono abe Gambia kala mi ya lon ko wolom an international conference destination because nga dula dol jele nying Africa kono nga dula jole bank kono ko summit nakata dom mol ka fal ko he dula kari de hospitality wolom nanata ne mi yalon ko wolom kam luntangol jiaye wonole nanata ne mi yalon ko wolom facilities ye wol sotole andun same ntol nga jele ko kabo airport kana mi yalon ko wolom tolla jam TDA ma fangola it's just a matter of 15 to 20 minutes time andun nin tani na sone yata kurango sone yata investment o kanale wolom a morse hani ke la dépense kodol dépense dirato bare fanan as a keno an international conference destination because niaje Gambia by land size dulati je mi yalon ko nin silol betiata isa foko be bori la fo mi yalon ko wolom 5-6 hours but niaje mulka spend on traffic 5 to 6 hours it's because of ntol la silo Kenya but OIC nata ka wotala dari ka bo airport kana fo mi yalon ko wolom conference destination ma fa wala it's just a matter of 15 to 30 minutes maximum. So it means mbol jamal ba fala ko ni tata Gambia de for international forums, international conference within a short while ibe futala ila mi yalon ko wolom hotel bu ngoto relax and within a short while ise bono ila hotel bu ngoto yenna mi yalon ko wolom international conference dula den yesey so be minji be la wolon kami alon ko wolon tanko nying bambandi kami alon ko wolon Cairo fanan ka bambandi Gambia ke international conference destination
Modu kawse kuma do fo mi alon ko kuma raba ke mimba den ari 2005 la summit o min kidan burfur sare kono nga njikita ko ataral ibado yari wo tembo kabo bila kana
that's a wrong statement kana fo 2006 lo nga foy wato 2006 ni wato mes steering jang manjam fafa so kana no man ka dinne ngati
Modu karabake wayri ngalon kibar talal kibar national kibar several enen kibar ke telefon am ko janjang isamol subendi ben ba kibarol to bi standard and point wayri bi nga wala soto jang akera fentem yalla ga ko mala bagal pour mol fanan salon wayri nyin tamena baade ngola man film mako dañi special live coverage le bi jameng boya min ba den dañi OIC Banjul summit la andong programme den tangol bije nke kale janne say Star TV kabo say nakara fu janne dimanche inshallah abiba den ngati OIC summit la mi yalla ko live coverage ba ka jang Star TV ateling bijilo sate kono men keta sa dawda kairaba conference center di Modou Badji Afal di amako non ko sa dawda fanan keta modi almane mon kabar kala ani sa to malbe president Keba akamunda ko dal Gambian kol fanam ita nimisala muk munatna ye nyin dinkirata ya to la tanin president Keba la
tonya la kuma ya tawo nyamal den ngamra nun kawsube o ma fango farfar la nu ngay fanu bake but anyway dal ngata kibaro ko rasibeti ya fana ngang juber lal hakilol bulade ko e apoto to bi luntang mintata fo luntang mwani lulu bi ibe nyanta jila nang e apoto to but ko kata nyaawo nya albamu me soto la jannom Star TV ti lolo TV yalon fego mumbe santo duma ko buka kumpa so wolon dala ni nyata wo nyama anyway wo nya nabi kibaro to standard newspaper yaitandi ko ni mumu OIC Banjul aketa bengon tum yalon ka be larin silo kan tokila presideno abakela moti yalon ko ata nyimbe ko atenda mimu Recep Tayyip Erdogan ti ni mumu GDC la nyaton koti ay banku dingol commande pour ye OIC ka yelo esim fanyata pour ka jeko ye OIC fasa banko kono ja so kibar jama wolle be kibaro to bare hens be OIC le kuwale to nyinte menna be lafila ka kibaro jube mi yalan ko walni OIC be ngo nyinne be dendi so wonya fanan nyi mumu Gambia Press Union la nyaton koti wolle be commandiro ke kam pour mansakunda ye ke molti ani mansakunda ani mol mi yalan ko be killing fanal mi ka fo mi e ko di private sector ye kensu nyokan ka jeko e be kibar tala ana janjanya mako la nyaari le banko kono ni mumu tata stand la nyaton koti wala bay tandika ko ni mumu OIC conference mekata Gambia kono Gambia banko kono jang womu example lete ni nata dine kuola tenkunga wala manam ako nyaari religious tolerance ako womu example leti ni nata religious tolerance da kuola parce que janni ajube e ka jame ngoje jang wati dat distant danta ye chocho jeje yalon ak nyim keta banku letum yalon ko abe sotori Gambia jan damal parce que keba do ya fone kabri Pop John Paul nata Gambia jang do maw kalam tanu aytande ko kabri itata King Fatmos Banjul St Augustine Church den nyaato akoy ko munanyinti ikoy ko nyinom Banjul la jame mbati but distano nying iko aya double wosekino nyaadile ye chocho soto jang ye jame ngo soto jang amam me bake fana Usienu Gambia ngaje natalo post Facebook de la mi yalon ko chocho ni jame ngo man jam fanyola so yago nyi keta kulta mi yalon ko asiata bake Gambia jang warna ni nata jang religious tolerance la jang Gambia is an example ko nyim president o ya fo nyame yalla wokuma yatale ni tata bur football bayla wol ni Christmas be kiri Ghana tan ko be kake agugu city lalti Zimba city lal so ni kulliyo fana sita baylo la how to call it salo sita ibe kana baylo ya kana subuno mola so yalla this is religious tolerance anyi nyata baba bake jang so wonya nga dun kibarol kono nge killing jube so mbe mim kala be follow la nyi momu standard newspaper la okay mi yenyin kibaro safe walam mi yenyin kibaro safe walam Omar Bati ay tandiko opposition nyaton ko mi mumu mama kandeti wala komandiro ke ka itandiko banku dingol ye kafu nyoma ka jeko ye mansakunda dema pour nyin kafu ba mi nyin bemba mi mbeke kan Gambia banko kan ay ke benti mi yalon ko abe kayla kayro kono anu Gambia ye to dima sotoje standard ya itandiko ye kayto wala letaro min soto nyimu mama kande bulu nyimu mu Gambia Democratic Congress la parti jama ya loni GDC la anim fanan ay simfanya ay lo nyaminta as a concern Gambia wala Gambia no mi yalon ko anin banku din kuol lebe nyokulu ani abi mol komandila ka amang ila parti nya jube wala ila dina ku jube ka foy ko pour ye kafu nyoma ya jeko ye Gambia la masakunda sembentu ya pour ñing OIC summit mi ñanta kala Gambia banko kana Banjul summit ay ke bente mi yalon ko abe lala kayro kono anu Gambia be to di ma soto laje ay tandi ko ñing bengodum min keta banku tallulu anin worowula wala la ñaton ko lebina kafula nyoka yena ni mitino ke nyim banko kan so wakamala abe mol kumandila pour ye ke molte mi yalon ko ibe Gambia masakunda le be Gambia masakunda makoyla hani wo abe kumandiro ke kan pour mol yela political difference wala ila parti ko fay jana ila fatan fanso political fatan fanso landi koma ke a jeko ye lo nyokan pour ya je Gambia ye to di ma soto nyi momu somito nyin kono ha standard Omar Bale ni kibaro safe standard newspaper pay
yo Modou Badji hanabi atenyen OIC wari wole mobe commande nyin temena kabo tildan dan commando kara fu janding mbafula dimanche inshallah abiba kala atenyen OIC lati wari felale atenyen bijulo sate ko min keta sado da kairaba conference center OIC kabirin serum wala serum kool ngajele ye project minister member den silo la fannala ngamira ñiya jibe Gambia tonko nanoto bi seron nimbi iba difference jamale jala ñi nata siro la fannala
parce que nga moy drive for say bu ka fo tanje e ka fole bur foot bayno kan attest to it ko di
ka bur foot fole go fenno mi yalla ko dal fale mo le kereje andu mbok mo kelim fanam fola le jampi ayamon record yeñi OIC silo je mo jamala fanye ko ñeko bur foot ko ye benefit soro ye benefit min soto wala ye nafa ko min soto ñing silo la fanara asiata wolen kamba connectale gan round connecta kada gamtel kada ni adenye Mohamed Dia Johnson na abe kere fente mi yalla ko dal abe adenye fulla silo ñing connectle o mo fente mi yalla ko dal anafa warta bake adenye sibiri tambela banko nyaata ko his excellency the president of the republic of the Gambia anata nun kumpa boro la ka silo inspect you know brikam kolba tonyero la e ko kabirin president nata burfut president ba ñinen karo ke kan amanke bang ko kam mi fawlo ñinde ko aketan to ñalo mana fingol gonda dula bel do adi moment ñibita kam fana atenye ñika bona sukuta e kata atenye ton table
kana Kasume Johnson
sukuta campaign Johnson o mindunda kadani bijiro la ka findina atenye e ka Johnson fo ñan
Kasume Johnson
silo lu mi yalan ko dal ñin temena iba do ko kan woto Musa Foko silo alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ñin temena gamben kol iba men ko mbokano sakonto ma burfurun kol honestly because what tambe no iba ko burfur moy tanje tujarang ko le moy hani modiana waro iba moy bi ñimbe fende mi ko dal atani OIC la nala any mul ma koy bakal
lafta ñin ka fulaje ite be silo le fokan but it's a plus to the private sector you be say taxi man or driver they have a choice now instead of going to Brufut Tanje wala duladol say in fact they can easily ka passenger tam yalla ko bita tanje Brufut damale yewol samba Brufut ite danda marché to ita fa Ghana town e jindi ita fa la ko silo e problème so wala jioka lo jele wasifal with that you can branch it Madiana saying easily so yalong is a plus economical wise so itebe infrastructure fanala ando ay Brufut la ay Brufut facelift ay Brufut nya faline in a nutshell parce que say ñi ñañi Brufut benu ñameng kunung animbi ngalonne parce que ni karanu fo ñaflen ma fa yurballe ka tera jurmarin je yalon dulal be ñankare o ñam but say ko be ñaadile abe falintele kawsu asibiti ay jabak kese ye jema fa sen yandi demanding
silo la fanna la kausu coming nga fo nyami dono commandron pour fur la silo connecte nyami ni along il faut kajel ko tonya yes ni OIC ay do ko ken kausu
ngalo sa even if one round call be la fela kata stable food
no ba na jeba fakan
yeah but akuma yata bake ni project ko jibi e kam min fuko wolom sila kutam wang wolom 20 new roads wolom piya lonko wolom OIC ay min fudu bare nyanta silo fana min dadala wala mi ya lonko sila kotolom bare nyanta wol fana jibi la ke dada kotenke kami ya lonko wolom killing ila kendo ya ka lafa ba nanata ne mi ya lonko wolom fana silo nyin na tanko ye wo fana lafa wo fana keta mi ya lonko wolom sila tan nin lulu wolom 15 ambi ya lonko wolom old roads mi ya lonko be wala dada kotenke andum nyin silo kono idabe mi ya lonko wolom nyin silo kono min siata je amume be mi ya lonko wolom kombana mi ya lonko wolom asat sate dan ngola because ya lonne ko amanke OIC damati because ya jele momo ni dula jia wala ne fenjia fenna nan tarale je mi ya lonko abe kala molbe min jela ya foko he nyinde ya sabo ni ajibe before the hosting of the AU summit janding Gambia me mi yalon ko wolom AU summit diala wala mi yalon ko wolom kombo costa road ni nati kabrin kombo costa road ni nata mi yalon ko wolom Brufut is really a blessed community when it comes to international forums because we water la fanan Brufut la mi yalon ko wolom the AU villa nying nyata fanan ka wolo andum mi yalon ko wolom Brufut la facelift but AU summit column so near AU summit fanan jibi 20 new roads mi ya lonko wala bi jang ak almost I can say near Banjul Bondi Kanifing municipality and West Coast tonya be gamin ye min soto nyin kol kono asia batale andum sign pen near jibi rural urban drift angale kangoto wolom sango molbe bukan na mi ya lonko lon santo canal mi ya lonko wolom jamma fongola so nin jandata tanin na fanan data business wolom economic wise nin business is about time quality and resources wol kuma yata bake because nin mi ya lonko lon tanin na sone yata dron e ba jelo ko mi ya lonko wolom is a bodula killing yata from one point to another wolom yebo point A kata point B within a short while tanin na nationality dong molbe siala kataji andum then it becomes a business destination so nga jele ko san to nyaabe dami ñin temboto min janden ñin projet gol be banda fa nga nyata sa ko ñin projet gol banda mi ya lon ko lon tanin na be son yala kurango fanan na karola mi ya lon ko wolom yirwa bale nati kurango san tan nga jele ko mi ya lon ko wolom bimbe safarin kaytoto wolom kurango la karola inata ka mi ya lon ko worom lafari bakeji tolla jamma fongol wolom kombo tundo to ka jeko na nata ni mi ya lon ko wolom kap kurango nin jiyo ya lafale fo mi ya lon ko wolom keme sidula woro wo kuma yatale bibi nin jiyo la soto nya sone yata kurango la mi ya lon ko wolom sembo lafata mota sira la ka mi ya lon ko wolom investment ke because tani na sone yata kurango nyi sabatita jiyo de dawoda Marcel wo aka Marcel la yele Gambia ni ajibe asekeno mi yalon ko wolom a destination pour kemi yalon ko wolom di sub regional market wolom ke jamma fo wala market in the 80s towards the early 90s wala ke keno momo jamma fo wala mol ka bonan celerium kana jamma fo wala baga sangola mune wo sabu by nature of our geographical location Gambia be lori ndami nanata ni mi yalon ko wolom bala karola andum bagasol jama e kana ni mi yalon ko wolom seafred wolom e kanati ni mi yalon ko wolom bala so bari ninga mi yalon ko wolom nga nyin sifal soto tani nasoni yata nga port balo Gambia be kala mi yalon ko wolom economic hubti abe kala mi yalon ko wolom a center of excellence abe kala mi yalon ko wolom a center for goods and then ni woketa don transition jama be kala ni Gambia ni ko transition wolom baga sol se bodula do to kata dula do ba tammi ni Gambia la baylo so OIC la kumaya ni ko mba fola jang fa samanta bannola ha bay nanata fang hami yalon ko wolom tanko la karola nga jela ko na tanko bunda ye baga sikutol le soto bare fanan sinya jama because alkana nyina ko 2019 le ya pronunciation ko Gambia nyanta kela OIC hosting in 2019 bare nata ka je ko hello dolle bije ko nkana ke OIC dan ko diron OIC ti lafaro keta karangola karola inata kamiya lonko wolom tanko bunda ke samba ye karandi do karanta Gambia do ye samba bantale ye karandi ye bagage kutol sannan bor fanak mi ya lonko wolom more sophisticated equipment bibi ni moto kana jang kadum mi ya lonko wolom OIC police on man don kala budo yela ko be ka kenu nyami hani machine be wala lola be kala moto mi ya lonko wolom murum fengo fe mi ya lonko wala be moto ko no kaje so wokuma yata kaje ko ni OIC banta nyim baga sol betula Gambia le londol mi ya lonko yo wala soto nanata ni mi ya lonko lon tanko bunda ye karandi londol mi na londol betula Gambia le même min dani la wolom ye wotren sifal siandi pour na tanko bunda bari tanko fongo aka falinne bari niya tanko jibe nyaato takata nyamin criminology wala mo jaw ko ka lafa wala nyama woto fanan tanko la karo fanan na karo fanan nyanta lafa la wala nyama bari ku dole ka kenu sante min ka ke wo nunto bu ka kenu so ika mi ya lonko wala crime solved no nyaming in the 80s ni ko be practice la bi atitala because nunto ni moja be civilization ka fala ko he nyin na fole babulu du woto nyimu alphaleti bari sem moje na fo dum ay kudoke andu nyinul be nat kata ko mi yalon ko mba karanna banque dolto bayri ay kam mojele dress very well ata airport da fentuje ibe kilim folo don ya moy le kasaro ketaji santen tanko bundala lafaro nata ka lafa andum ntolla Gambia pour nga OIC host ñinul mu fami ya lonko muna fango ñing comme nga fanyami nin ko mba fola jam fo samanta banna bayelo bari
janne mbebula la kawso kabiri yetanko fo ngakilo tata dulale kan lami ya lonko komanda no ngaje iko ye wulole fanandila wulol men ya lonko ye train o wulol fanan be makola pour que criminal fanan kele kamo kurongol kele atani banko kan wulol la fanan
womu toñalati kisikisiro ye min yitandi wolom wulo fanan be dafengol kono mi ya lonko ni e karandi ika adaptation no kele wolom ni e karandi ikata fo mi ya lonko wolom ite fanan ye min karan ya long anu ka bara wonya man ka jele dula dolto ntol dodol mi nga access soto ntata bank dolto nka jele ko angale ka min fuko sniffing dogs wolom wulol mi ya lonko ika sera ika bagol le sera andu ika bagol serale imma mi ya lonko wolom substance ti wolom mi ya lonko wolom nying sira fengol lambang wala fana mi ya lonko wolom arms bare fanan wolom nanata ni mi ya lonko jorango rakaro bare wulu sifal do fanan bijele wol ika kodo le sera pour ni because ya jele banko be banko to ni kabonam if you travel via airport ni katamo ke ni airport to kodi be kodi to it sonna ni weta so ni nata sako ni ma declare ni nata ko for example ante mi ya lonko wolom €1,000 wala $1,000 wala $1,000 bari be Gambia la ko wala be mbulu inata ka kisi roje wulo fensera ya je ko kodi akodi malam wo wulol fanam bijele ni ya sera lo ke nata ka je ko wo kodo e ma declare e ka confiscate le e ka mutale wo fanan munati ne ka wo fe wolom kamiya lonko wolom money laundering wolom minuka kodo tamandi nin sila nyami ya lonko woni kodo la tamandi nyamanta wala fana mi ya lonko wolom ka drog kodo samba dula killing ka samba ka boni dula killing ka samba dula doto ka wotsi fa kele andu ninga sniffing dog soto Gambia inata kan na police fanan train wo wulol fanan na manan ko because wol wulol fanan e ka munta ko e hadama di malom ke manan ko amam soneya because nyanta tara jarale bundato ni after some time ni nyata fenne nyante train la kotenke so it means it nata kan tolla fanan na security arms wala security apparatus ka wol fanan karandi wo wulol la manan ko nya anu woketa Gambia la mi yalon ko wolom another exemplary mi yalon ko sama ni mol ye wo sifaje outside wall Gambia la tenkungola lafat nata ka lafaji iba fala ko Gambia is the right place for international forums because comme Modou Badji ya fanami by nature Gambia keta kaira bankoleti ka bring sada la jamano to nga peace negotiation jamaleke honestly ka bona mi ya lon ko wolom in the 60s or let's say 70s because Africa la kudita jamal ketami yalon ko wolom in the late 70s kana for 80s andum Gambia ye kutu jamaleteji nanata fana ni mi yalon ko wolom wala keta between in the 90s kana for mi yalon ko wolom 2000 finance nga kuta jamaleteji the most recent one mi yalon ko wolom science thing mi yalon ko woleke wolom ajibe don amamme president no Gambia la president ba bota Gambia atata mi yalon ko wolom Senegal ye kacha kele kabrim mol ba foka mi yalon ko election la karola wolom nying election mi banda but also mi Mauritania award but even before that Gambia la president no president I award sotole nanata ni mi yalon ko imma tenkungo wala Cairo 70 dinro la karola ranging from mi yalon ko wolom minde sirinje wolom president Adama Barrow former president Yaya Jammeh and then also the late former president mi yalon ko wolom Baba Sadawda Kairaba Jawara so honestly kad dula nim taka tola mi yalon ko wolom Sadawda la aketa yeah no honestly because ya tola Kaira molela and dum somito nying na sababo pour ka Cairo londi woto it is the right name for the right purpose at the right place
baade jibe la hanbi minube star television o jibe kan felali atenye OIC la dinkira bato atenye Sadawda Kairaba conference center bijulo sate kono ni mu special coverage lati memba dene atenye OIC la Gambia ye jiarke atenye bembala ben o mi yalon ko ikole lumfulalom baden tol nga commencer kabirin atenye kunun wala kunun ko aba tenten na len faade nyi dimanche nyala kiditala modo ba hani bi dorong nga OIC jibe bang atenye nyimbora atenye kombola jang to wayri ngalong senior correspondent modi senior reporter modi enen Minister of Information katu tamolale nyinta atenye nyomi hakala ma fonla kiyang falenduro fanan kere jere nyina rani OIC la fanala isa do mone fono mole
ha afan ko nyaari hakalang sa ye hakala ya kalanne
kodi
ha ya hakalang kalanne say
nyomi kol kontantale
ha sa wolbe kontantale nyomi kol kontanta jaran kol kontantale parce que ndata fo sorry kiyan kol fanan kontantale parce que ndata fo kiyan tenda
bay ko bade mon kol ke tonyo no kabela mo ko ka fo operation lampo malta kiya
ha operation lampo malta kiya wobe ko ta kulate mi yalan ko nga moy even gunjur fan ni tata je fan sila ndi ndol bijel mi yalan ko ido kuta OIC la protocol la fanala iko nyaadi silo nga wodo ko bot ila eba nga wotu bulu so yalo bot man sakunda mala fa kila eba tu bulu wala tina ye sila jama do sila dol do ko gunjur kono je even bato silol mu meketa silol mi yalan ko ya do ko le so nyum mu keta kulata mi yalan ko kuma yata bake do silol wo kay man sakunda we min do ko ka wo asiyata bakele do imu mantara like OIC protocol kono OIC sila muang dam malom but ifango ya lonne ite fango ya fille parce que angalel ko nyaade who feels it knows it wato suto modol bukata bur foot but sayo kayte ajale ko alhamdulillah thank you so wala alhamdulillah sa en ko wolbe takan anyamale project ko wo siatale do hakalang kiyang ma fangol kata kabadaul bume nga silo jijele basse fanan do ye minke basa is exceptional bridgeol aniwo fenkol wolbe keta kuleto mi yalon ko hani lunta tamita ninjela nanata ko mojang aka 50 ni data base mane kunda dem kata demba kunda silo ni is in progress sambi wo silo be parela silo min kata kabada o fanan akata silo mi yalon ko ni minister tata je sambi wo silo be parela so yalon sila project jama be je e ka hakalang silo min fo albreda silo jana ñun bekata silol to mi yalan ko e pareta ano ñinan silol no yakanya men they are all fixed in standard sila osile min doku e ka make sure ye jibori dula sota yalla wakuma yatale so wakuma yata je bake nsela fina kamurnan tanko la fanala parce que kawsu ye jama e kawse ku jamaale foje even ay wulol fang wati jamfa ibe wulol natela ye muru
kanindo
ha wati rek ibajala ifango be jela bi watani wati wulol be janne kono to jannon ka deyamu nyaamen tenti wulol be janne watani wati kaje police solje ini wulol yena ye jankuntu e jamuru den e tambi ha o be dabe security tanko la fannala mumbe jang ni ajube ni kadu nanja e be kele almandu warol de la garerin silo kan nyimbe keta kuleto mi yalan ko gambela masakunda anim bantala banko le takinyolo min soto Cairo la fannala especially toki wolle nyunul dema ke fenke pour kany kere almanwaro soto
sale ni atening am kuluntila jidulado mimuna Banjul International Airport nyin temme na wayri ngalong luntangol binakanne kende ke fawde katu Gambia le jiaroke atening 15 OIC summit a Banjul nyin temme na alnyaba skrino minatanding wala atening airport la fannati mimu na bankola kuluntila jidulati baadi ngol nyinga jibenu kuluntila jidula mimba atening yudum sate kono kabo to kanajang kawsi afodi amo kono non bi nyiba moto boronde kan traffico amanta o conges la bake fente fo OIC e nyesi la kendol mindada intemena alnyaba flag show lale flagol min yalonko dal different flag show lom atenying mba alnyaba screeno min attenting nyimu kuleti mi yalonko dal gambian kolu ya jiaku bakele anu gambian kolu fana ba kontani bakele nyintemena wairi fendo mi yalonko dal atenying star television o bijanne kabiring kunun kuba kaje ko dal femfe ba kering atenying luntangol la fannala modu nyabala le
ito nyala baylo nyim flakol alkamin jeta nyinom bankol lati mi yalan ko lenyanta kana nyim bengo mabe ila nyaton kol bina wala ila nyaton kol la normal kol wala ila nyaton kol be mol minul kilena wala flakol lo nyinti nyintata fo flaku tallulu ani worowula alkawale jete nyimbe mu kafulet flakol lati mi yalan ko mu bankulete mi yalon ko wolle be sabatiri jam bot nyindula flak dantan la fata e kono parce que OIC la flako fana bije ne ala ya jube kono to wolle folota Gambia la flako ani OIC la flako wolle be nyaato jana nalba jube kala screen kono den nyintoma dol be mu bankulete mi yalon ko be kafaru nyin dine bankol kono so
MD afala yamodo komanto kabo atenyen kuluntila jirla kanana jamma fon wato nyabetala montoro miniti ndavo dansabola sai atawotala fenten fo siloni ya da nyami atenyen OIC la nyi project ko bakaus
yeah finally drong yalong mansa kunda katama ning angale kamin foko priorities la andung bi ka bring mi yalon ko wolon OIC nata ka silamu wam bondi mi yalon ko wolon Gambia mansa kunda la major priorities to wolati na inata ka mi yalon ko wolon priorities relocate wole mi yalon ko wolon dula dol fanan bi fanan be commencer na kamuna fango soto nata ni mi yalon ko wolon sirora karola nunto jama kam je wolon nanata ni wolon energy wolon korongola karola mansa kunda la priority kake mi yalon ko wolom in the capitals and in the metropolitans bare nga jele ko bayri OIC fana nata ka talaro lafa katara mi yalon ko ron talari bake mansa kunda la bodin inata fana ka itol fana ke law priorities transfer de la dolto so nyinnem nyato tati ndum jata kende ala fango la karola fana is the same things so this is issues that we expect comme CEO ya fanyaming ko palon ko jamaat watala te ewonola wa wona ngere go rek wonom wolom tata nyamon Star TV live di to manje to ko wonkem Sadawda International Conference Center yo manje yo nyatate bijilo fujo jafan baba nyamon wonom fujo fati OIC conference summit yo manje yo bajam Gambia fuken ko manje ko non ko minister kati foreign affairs ko ko tongum kamika fuken kabu ñew fuken woli Star TV wol ko tate nu prem lu di bu jongora bolu di wo manje wo ndi kabajak babe OIC ke pour mum di airport jat ko jabru nga ko manje ko walo di airport la nu jukay juk ñeme mun ku pour ñaar rek di télé ji juk ko manje ko non wandi kabajak airport Star TV di ko parlu burom wala mo brok pour ñu juk Gambia kay sen wandi kabajak di OIC way kay sen po mambu kana ko man mati karegum fuken mati Gambia le ku jabru nga ko wolo Gambia jujug mate ko jabru nga ko bu ko wolu to manje to nom airport de Gambia utato manje to nom yundum won ko wonke Banjul International Airport ku jabru nga pon ko lako babe nyamon di ci hotel so manje so son babe do pon ju ka jug do dikela si wolo ma so nam si abiyo nga si joja bet si ju popam bu ka ku wolo Gambia ku banja si abiyo nga so le di si lan si jo si jum to manje to nom Dakar man sakunda yati Gambia di furu nga fati president Adama Barrow so di man sakunda yati manje nom president Jomai Faye yo manje onum president Sénégal communique pour man kanya plena si jojo bet si ngolen so burum si walanja ku jabron ko le ko ban ku ngolen ku jum so burum Gambia sori nga sono kabanan di futok pan si yit Gambia na si wala ko jabro nga koli si lan si jow si mor bo manje benom Sénégal way ku jabro nga burum Gambia côté mor Gambia place yo manje ngone sen mati ku ngoyon ku host international event yanosan o jiker ja uye kanum fu joja fo manje fati ko ni fa na karungum si sukas fu joja fo manje fenom fu gabunta na fu fangam fu kala wala utuno baju beteregu ko purum Star TV inje da palom o manje ono rekorem o manje o ko wonkem baylo bari atiyom Mudlamin Baji Wolontate, Inje Kausu Baji, and Neregu, Dufuchile Waikun, Bari, Fokite, Pobedi officer, Munu Campo, Broka Babu, Bomomo, the Canada officer, why Abarakabake, Alaji Bailo, Abarakabake Mudlamin Baji, Ngaloneko, administrative Doko Fanam Batukan, what Daniel Drum, Mulmin Lamaikan, social media platform, Minu Kanji, Tereto, what else on Yimela, but inshallah the conversation will continue. Kachanin Betentenale, exclusive coverage, special edition, all the way from OIC International Conference Center, Jamia Lonkoya Tola Sarada, Abarakabake.
Emitekate Kausu Baji, Mudu Baji, ye Kausu Mola, Min Sumaras, Mafede Avot, Karami Fajang, Asiabadal, Yundum Joma Fai Kola, Mamfe Moje, Yundum Joma Fai.
In fact, just for clarity, Akonung Jomaila Fenko, Airport Fenkoning, information ko, Kunu ye conference held Janne, then Iko. That was just a contingency plan pour natural like it a plane will be contain no la the Banjul International Airport. But later on, I figure out like they can do it. So currently, flight in Amialonko it will land in will spend time in Dakar. Momo Fenker is a park no journey. Well, it's been cleared already.
A few days ago, attending Honorable Minister of Information, Dr. Ismail Sisi, and inside the one Kachalajan Surah about about the capacity, Gambia capacity totally. Puruka attending more Jamajia Nimbakoka.
In terms of accommodation, even they are to receive 10,000 guests. Exactly. The accommodation is available. Puru ka jiko ye molbe la dula kendo dila ye demor kendo dila ye tankar kendo dila ye protocol dila miyalon ko ye la londo soto ise la kwol keno anyama. So akumayata di ba kele. Abuko wato manjam fa baylo so malo.
Yes, barka bake Modou Badji, barka bake Kausu Badji, badi ngolo nyino mo special live coverage di nimbake kale ateni bijilo sate kono OIC Banjul Summit ala signa tanni lulu njango nyintaro dum Gambia the smiling coast of West Africa wala la ba jakang luntambale binakang dolba silo kande dolma nafolo wayri ngalong ateni on the 5th tilo karotili nane tilul wala kafo bari ndolbi janni wo fango ibaja la samana sinene fanang wol fanam bakela ala special deledi or mbafula ko al certain ke Star TV jibe nyaro do manni timo dol fanam bina janne kasi ka fale kol bita kan nyaming atenying bejilo sate kono jang alamat lo kay rosala juma mubarak al yamru dam Star TV alamu dawdo.
It is with great pleasure and humility that I extend a warm welcome to all of you gathered here today for this preparatory ministerial meeting of the 15th Organization of Islamic Cooperation Summit. Your acceptance of our invitation is a testament to your commitment to the solidarity, unity in the Ummah. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the heads of delegations, ambassadors, and all those who have tirelessly worked on the draft final communique, the resolution on Palestine and Gaza, and the Banjul Declaration, which are to be reviewed and adopted at the summit. It is with great pleasure and humility that I extend a warm welcome to all of you gathered here today for this preparatory ministerial meeting of the 15th Organization of Islamic Cooperation Summit. Your acceptance of our invitation is a testament to your commitment to the solidarity, unity in the Ummah. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the heads of delegations, ambassadors, and all those who have tirelessly worked on the draft final communique, the resolution on Palestine and Gaza, and the Banjul Declaration, which are to be reviewed and adopted at the summit. It is with great pleasure and humility that I extend a warm welcome to all of you gathered here today for this preparatory ministerial meeting of the 15th Organization of Islamic Cooperation Summit. Your acceptance of our invitation is a testament to your commitment to the solidarity, unity in the Ummah. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the heads of delegations, ambassadors, and all those who have tirelessly worked on the draft final communique, the resolution on Palestine and Gaza, and the Banjul Declaration, which are to be reviewed and adopted at the summit.
الإصلاح الشامل لمنظمة التعاون الإسلامي في جمهورية بنغلاديش في فبراير من عام 2020. وأنجز معهد الإدارة العامة السعودي دراسة هيكل الأمانة العامة تبرعا من حكومة بلادي واستجابة للقرارات الوزارية التي صدرت بهذا الشأن. كما استضافت المملكة المؤتمر الدولي حول المرأة في الإسلام الذي أصدر وثيقة جدة، وكذلك نظمت مؤتمر الوساطة الرابع ومؤتمر وزراء الشباب والرياضة. وقامت المملكة بتسديد المساهمات الإلزامية المتأخرة على الدول الأقل نمواً إلى نهاية عام 2019 بمبلغ وصل إلى نحو 100 مليون ريال، وقدمت دعماً لتلك الدول في إطار المنظمة